Good morning, Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Ruggs.
All right. This is going to be a waiver.
That is correct.
Mr. Ruggs, you signed this examination waiver?
Yes, I did, sir.
You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you'll not have that hearing and that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, sir.
People also waive their right.
Yes,
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on count 1 with 2 following. Read.
Thank you. We would acknowledge receipt of the information, waive any further reading, and stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
27th at 1:30 before Judge Slate Thursday.
June 27, 2024, 1:30, Slate Thursday. Bond with its conditions will continue. Thank you. Yes.
I report the note in my file from the other APA group that is on violation you discussed today.
Yes.
I have the May 17th, 2024 bond violation report.
I do. Is there a reason why you were missing? You were testing elsewhere, weren't you?
No, sir. I was told I needed a court order, and I was on video Zoom with you on my last court order, and nobody contacted me and told me where to go.
Why didn't they?
I do have information about a facility that he would like to test at. He lived in Macomb County. We
Yeah, I'm on GPS. Oh, I'm sorry.
called them, and they indicated as long as the order indicates what sort of panel needs testing and the frequency.
Well, that was supposed to be done before. If I give you a test today, are you going to test?
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to jail for would be marijuana.
Why are you using that?
Can I speak freely?
Yes?
Your Honor, I'm going to be up for honest with you. I used to have a crack cocaine addiction, and I've come a long way. I've been through a lot, this past few months. I lost my father, my grandmother. And there's no excuses. It's just the only thing that I've helped to
Give me an order. Okay, he's going to go over to community corrections test today. I'll get the results, and then I'll determine what his bond will be as he proceeds up, because he's told me what's going to happen, and then we'll figure out. In the meantime, counsel can prepare an order so that he can test in Macomb. Okay?
Okay. And then just to be clear for the record, the waiver is complete and we're only coming back on whether or not he'll be remanded.
Pardon?
The waiver's all set now?
Well, technically, no,
Got it.
because technically to retain jurisdiction, but I still have jurisdiction anyway. So he needs to go over and test, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming back in. Oh boy. It's gonna be that day. She said you're under, and then you're on.
I'm just really surprised that
Yeah.
that file's still in the courtroom. Correct?
I'm.
Is that file still in the courtroom?
I'm sitting here right with me.
You could recall it whenever you have the opportunity. That'd be wonderful.
I'm on a court recalls case. People versus Ruggs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nicole, on behalf of the people.
Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Ruggs.
As we were walking out of the courtroom, I went to release the deputy who was present. I did not believe that the victim of the domestic violence was present today because she didn't check in with us. As we were leaving, the deputy let me know that the victim was actually present today with the defendant sitting beside him. As we exited into the hallway, so that I could see who the deputy was referring to, the defendant was speaking to Ms. Perkins out in the hallway, and the deputy confirmed that that is the victim. There, as I understand it, based on everything that's filed, there's no contact order. In that, in addition to the corrections violation, I'm requesting that he be remanded and that his bond be revoked.
That's not my problem.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Sion Reed, the Assistant Public Defender, here representing Mr. Ruggs. Today, we are talking about a waiver for Mr. Ruggs. Is that correct, Mr. Ruggs? Mr. Ruggs? Yes, sir. You understand that a preliminary examination is a legal process where the prosecution needs to prove that there is enough evidence to show that the crime happened and that you were the one who committed it, correct, Mr. Ruggs?
Your Honor, I have no further information at this time.
Does he admit to the violation?
Your Honor. That's right.
If he wish.
She wasn't here with me today, Your Honor.
Were you talking to her in the hallway?
She made a comment to her in the hallway. We were talking to her about testing, and I said something that I didn't.
Were you sitting next to each other in the courtroom? You know I can get video from the courtroom.
Oh, yeah, I
So
understand that. Yeah, she was sitting next to me.
you're not to have contact with her. You know that. Forget the testing. Defendant's bond at this time is revoked. Defendant's remanded. It'd just go up before Judge Slay. We'll just leave it there.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Plaintiff. Get that off. Your name, sir?
Devin Miller.
All right. And Ms. Mahmood, is she here or no?
Yes, she is here, but I think she's having some difficulties right now.
Your Honor, we haven't received a payment since the last time we were here. It's $26.65 total. 25.65. I'm sorry.
25.
Oh. So I recently just received employment, so been waiting for my check to come between that time.
But it's not going to be. I have a note that $1,000 was going to be paid. I don't know why.
$1,000?
Okay. Well, how would you intend on getting this paid off, sir?
So I don't get paid until the 28th. And
Until the what?
the 28th of June.
Okay, but all right. Let's take that. And how much would you be willing? How much are you going to be able to pay?
So with me working weekly, I get paid on a full
On a full check, you get how much?
560 minus tax.
Because I don't know how we're going to do this if she's not here, because I'm about to, I mean, my inclination is to issue a judgment.
Well, we've been having some difficulties in being uncooperative.
Pardon?
That she was being uncooperative. I would hope that we don't throw it out because I'm really trying.
She was being uncooperative.
I apologize for interrupting. I have an IM out front, but she doesn't want to come into the courtroom because of a contact order between her and her husband.
We don't have one, sir, Your Honor.
Are you her husband?
Yes. May I explain?
Please.
Okay, so recently she's having a spat with me. She's just upset that she wanted me to apologize for a misunderstanding that we had before coming here to court. When she got verbally volatile with me, so she decided to.
Okay. That's fine. Is there a no contact order between the two of you?
No.
As a result of the examination, the defendant, Mr. Ruggs, is being sent to circuit court for count 1 with the following conditions. Thank you. We acknowledge receiving the information, waive any further reading, and stand mute. Since we've waived the formal reading, the court will enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of the defendant. A pretrial hearing is set for Thursday, June 27th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m.
I'm not really sure. She can be very vindictive.
Okay, so let's not say that out loud. Can you go down the hall and,
And sign her into Zoom?
no. Here.
Come back.
Yeah, well, ask her if she's gonna participate in the hearing. You have one case, Mr. Friedman. Just say it.
I did have one recently, Your Honor, in 14A1, or 14B, I mean, and the person was adamant that he could not pay, and the judge finally said, well, okay, but you're gonna have to have a judgment, and guess what happened 3 days later?
Yes. Hey.
So, I know that advice of right says you don't have to have a judgment to get assistance, but sometimes it assists.
Sometimes it helps. Yep. Yep. Him over here.
Sir? Yep, see you over there.
All right. And what's your name?
Mariam Mahmood.
All right. There's a total amount of $25.65 owing. Was there a method by which you were intending on getting this paid? Or do you know?
I'm going to be very honest with you, Judge.
Okay.
I have no intention of paying a one penny. No intention of paying 1 penny. I've been with Barnes & Barnes for since 2021 in this place. I've been with Barnes & Barnes for about 6 years now. Before that, I was in different apartments with Barnes & Barnes. Before that, I've been in EMU since I was 16. Eastern Police, Ipsy Police, all y'all have just failed me. I've been begging Barnes & Barnes to fix my house for a simple fan, for heat in the winter. I'm having to take money out of my pockets to keep myself fed. I would rather sleep in my car than fight for a house, because along with this court case, I'm dealing with my pedophile dad who decided to touch me for 6 years and get away with it. Along with that, I'm dealing with my mom not cooperating and being in cahoots with him. I'd rather win a settlement than fight for this and give my last tears and blood, sweat, and tears into this. My husband doesn't understand how to speak to me nicely. That's why we're not standing here together. And I'm not gonna stand next to a man who doesn't know how to open the right door instead of the left door and snap at his wife. I'm not going to do that. I walked out because in March I was in jail for beating him up. I'm not gonna stand here and go out of my character and act irate when I don't want to fight for something that's mine. That's not, he claims that it's his more than mine. I brought him into my house. I gave him my car. I gave him the clothes on his back. I'm not going to fight for this anymore. I'm exhausted, tired, and hopeless. Ipsy Police was in my house today at 5 a.m. when I asked for harassment. I filed a PPO. I'm getting no help. I'm hopeless, frustrated, and exhausted. And I'm done.
Okay. I just had to make sure, which is why I wanted it in the courtroom, that I was going to find no tribal issue. I was going to issue a judgment.
It seems there was some confusion. Mr. Ruggs, can you explain why you missed the test? Mr. Ruggs, no, sir. I was told I needed a court order. I had a Zoom hearing with you during my last court session, and no one contacted me to tell me where I should go for the test. Attorney, I do have information about a facility that Mr. Ruggs is willing to test at. He lives in Monroe County, and I reached out to the facility. They said they are willing to proceed as long as the order specifies the type of panel for testing and the frequency. Judge, was this supposed to be arranged earlier? Attorney, yes, Your Honor. It was supposed to be addressed before this judge. If I arrange a test for today, Mr. Ruggs, will you comply and take the test? Mr. Ruggs, yes, Your Honor. The only thing I'll fail for is any alcohol use. Court proceedings update on Mr. Ruggs. Mr. Ruggs.
And I just wanted to make sure that you understood what the court was doing, which is why I wanted you here. All right. So the court finding no tribal issue on her judgment or or possession and money, except you requested. Or possession and money as to both defendants. Total amount, the 25,600, that was inclusive of cost, correct?
Yes.
In the total amount of $2,565. And an order of eviction or writ will issue in 10 days. All right, thank you.
Sorry, could you say that again? I speak 3 different languages. I'm not American, I'm British. So I didn't understand one word that came out of your mouth. I'm sorry, sir.
The whole thing?
You're throwing legal words at me, sir. I'm mentally,
Ma'am,
I'm in
all right.
middle school. I didn't pass, I
Okay.
speak 3 different languages. I'm not educated.
Okay.
So I don't understand when you throw legal terms at me. I need to speak to me like a toddler. I would understand that better. Thank you.
I'm issuing a judgment. I'm signing a judgment, a piece of paper indicating that plaintiff, your landlord, has the right to possession of the premises
Okay, so
unless $2,565 is paid prior to July 1st or by July 1st. If it's not paid by July 1st, they can then file for what's called a writ of restitution or the order of eviction to have you move. Either at that point, you can move by then or you can pay the money by then. If you fail to move, what will end up happening if they file that order of eviction, the court will sign off on it. And then what will happen is the sheriff, another police agency, or the sheriff department or a court officer will show up and will, if you haven't vacated the premises, will remove you from the premises.
yeah, and I know how the eviction process works. I just don't. I have lawyers in my family, but I'm more on the medical side rather than the lawyer side. But I appreciate all your help, and so
All right.
my husband and I aren't cooperating today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.